Hello, my name is Maria, and I was only 9 years old when a remarkable event completely changed my life and that of my family. In 1975, we lived on a farm in the interior of Bahia, where simplicity and isolation were the daily scenario. That night, my parents, Ana and Giraldo, went out to visit some acquaintances, leaving us alone at home. But what happened next was something we could never have imagined. In today's video, I'm going to tell you a story that happened in my family when I was only 9 years old. My parents, Ana and Giraldo, went out to visit some friends and ended up staying much longer than expected. I, Maria, stayed home with my 6 siblings. As the night went on, my siblings and I began to worry. As the night went on, tempers began to flare, and arguments between my siblings became more and more frequent. I just wanted my parents to come back soon, and for everything to be okay again. It was already around 11 p.m., and my parents still hadn't come back. I started to get very worried and even scared. Had something happened to them? Were they okay? These questions kept running through my head. Meanwhile, the fights between my siblings continued, and I felt more and more distressed. I just wanted my family to be together again, in peace and safety. The heated argument between my brothers was abruptly interrupted by a chilling sound. We all froze as a loud, hoarse laugh echoed through the night air, sending shivers down our spines. It was a completely macabre laugh that seemed filled with evil and made my heart race with fear. The sound seemed to spread to every corner, as if it were coming from an invisible presence hidden in the shadows of the night. The air around us became heavy, and a feeling of oppression overcame us. At that moment, we all wondered who or what could be emitting that frightening laugh in the darkness. The place where we lived was remote, with no light outside. Furthermore, it was unusual for people to pass by there, especially at night. However, that did not stop the terrifying laugh from being heard, and leaving us completely terrified. The house was filled with an overwhelming fear, spreading like a dense fog, covering every corner with its icy and dark presence. The terrible laughter had ceased, leaving a heavy silence in the air, loaded with anxiety and terror that consumed us. My brothers and I stared at each other, our eyes wide with apprehension, trying to figure out where that evil laughter was coming from. Every little noise, every shadow that moved in the darkness, made our hearts race with despair. The atmosphere was oppressive, as if evil were lurking, ready to swallow us in the darkness of that endless night. It seemed that the air itself was impregnated with an uncontrollable evil, leaving us at the mercy of an unknown force. The sinister scene that unfolded before us enveloped the house in a veil of terror. The deep, disturbing noises that echoed outside resembled the gait of a horse. A dense, chilling breath mixed with the sounds, filling the room with an intense cold. I felt a shiver run down my spine, and the sensation of being watched by invisible eyes invaded me with an inexplicable fear. The shadow that moved beyond the cracks in the door, projected by the weak moonlight, was like a materialization of terror itself, reminding us that we were not alone in that place. Panic took hold of us. We hugged each other, huddled in the room, seeking shelter from the unknown danger that lurked outside. Each beat of our hearts seemed to sound like a loud drum as we waited, with our muscles tense and our eyes wide with fear, for something terrible to happen. Time seemed to pass in slow motion, as if we were trapped in an endless nightmare, and the sound of our own breathing was enough to make us tremble with anxiety. Cold sweat ran down my back as I tried in vain to calm the tremors that ran through my body. The feeling of helplessness was overwhelming, and I knew that, faced with the impenetrable darkness that surrounded us, all we could do was pray that our parents would arrive soon. After a hellish existence of fear, the gloomy footsteps and the macabre breathing disappeared, leaving only a trail of anguish and despair. When our parents finally returned, after an eternity of 40 minutes, they found us terrified, and with our hearts pounding. We told them what had happened, and they were overcome with fear and astonishment. From that day on, we were never left alone at home again, and spent many sleepless nights until we got over that terrible experience. If you were scared by this incredibly creepy story, be sure to like it, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any more disturbing content like this. You won't regret it. My deepest gratitude for following this journey exploring the unknown with me. Stay alert, because even in the most unexplored places, terror can surprise us. Until next time, and may your dreams be filled only with light and peace.